What's going on, guys? It's your boy Rich,
And huge. What's up, people?
and welcome back to another episode of the MT Cast, episode 6, where we just kind of, discuss mindsets, discuss motivation, and actual actions that we're using, in our life to kind of, just level up, really. So
Agree,
yeah, we
agree.
just hope that you come with your cup empty. We can just fill that with good conversation, good perspective, and some good vibes, bro. So yeah, what are we talking about today, my guy?
Bro, this one is big. Or is it? It's the scarcity complex, bro.
Mm,
I feel like obviously just little like preface, obviously, to the scarcity complex, is it's the idea that there isn't enough to go around, or whatever you have is quickly just gonna vanish and you're not gonna have it
yeah.
anymore. All right. And I feel like this unfortunately affects so many people, and it limits the way they interact with jobs, relationships, family, friends, and everything in life. And I feel like obviously just trying to show people how they're thinking in this mindset and how to go forward from there.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I feel like this is one that I've actually kind of, struggled with earlier on. With that idea of like, so I'm one of those guys. I had a job when I was like 13.
Damn.
Like I've been working forever. Do you know what I mean? So when you're used to, working hard and you receive money
Mm-hmm.
and you feel like it's always slipping through, like there's never enough around, and it's not because I had bad spending habits, but you got to look after the family and stuff like that.
Yeah.
um and I've been contributing from a very young age,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
so you feel like, okay, if I make this next step, let's say whether it be to quit my job and start my own business,
Mm-hmm.
in my case, um what if it doesn't work out? How am I going to look out for my family? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I had something consistent coming in,
Mm-hmm.
and what do I do when that
When that goes.
consistency falls off? Well,
Mm-hmm.
the one thing I've learned is you'll never know your actual capacity. You will never really know what you're
That's it.
capable of unless you're in a situation where you're scared. A little bit
Yeah.
of fear. And most of the time, the thing that you're actually scared of doesn't even happen.
It's not
So
just
then
thank.
you end up,
Mhm.
when you grow, when you step into a situation where like you're not too sure, you notice that the problems that you face tend to change. They
That's
tend
it.
to get bigger, and it's that old saying like, oh, if somebody was to put their problems down and you put your problems down, you pick yours right back up. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
Because
For
it
real.
changes for
Yeah.
people, and,
Yeah.
and and what you're
Yeah.
dealing with is going to be different to what I'm dealing with. But at the end of the day, it's like you need to step into a position where you're a little bit scared, you're a little bit fearful, so that you can actually break through that idea of, what, let me just hold on to what I have.
Yeah.
Because if you just holding on to what you have and you're not growing it, that shit's just gonna start slipping through your fingers. Whether that be, again, financially, whether that be with your relationship, whether that
Definitely.
be with your family, like
Mhm.
you need to start always be thinking in this sort of like growth mindset. I think is what they
100%.
call it. Like, I really
Yeah.
hate buzzwords, but I think that's what they call it, like this growth mindset.
Nah, for
And
real.
it's true, man.
Yeah. Definitely. I think for me, I will admit, I think prior, so obviously I must have alluded to this in a couple of episodes before. Obviously, I changed roles, I changed job roles, and the couple of questions that I was thinking to myself before I moved was, my lord, I am so comfortable here, it's so nice here, the people are good here. What if I go to the next place and the people aren't as good? And it's somewhat of a limiting belief, because now you're like kind of going, okay, Joe, let me just stay in my comfort zone.
Hmm.
All right, let me stay in my comfort zone. But let me tell you this: if you wake up every single day and you only do one push-up, you don't push yourself to that little bit, like, oh, I feel like I can probably do 15. And you go, oh, okay, cool, I can do 15. Let me do
Mm.
16. Okay. If you don't push yourself to some form of kind of where you're challenged or effectively out of your comfort zone, you're not going to feel growth. You're not going to
Hmm.
like realize growth. All right. Funnily enough, obviously, I've now stepped out of that previous role, I've stepped into this new role. I actually like it. People are cool, people are chill. The problem that I did have was that it was all in my head.
Yeah. And
which
that's
is
usually where it is.
where majority of the problems are. And you just think to yourself like, oh wow, so like this is what I'm capable of doing, this is what I can do. And then once you start to realize that, you then go, okay, cool, so where have I been applying this
Yeah.
elsewhere in my life?
And the question you ask yourself is, why wasn't I doing this earlier?
What? Thank you.
See what
That yeah.
see when it came to and still even now, like when it comes to how, let's say, I make my money or what job I do or
Yep.
whatever, like I'm not emotionally tied to that. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I have an
Yeah.
idea of for
Mm-hmm.
myself what I want to accomplish. And
Yeah.
if things fall in line with that, it doesn't matter to me. Do you know what I'm saying? Like I have an idea of what kind of like a mantra for what I want for my life.
Yeah.
And if things fall in line with that, then we're good to go.
Yeah.
As soon as I start to feel like I'm too comfy, and when I'm comfy, I feel like I'm going backwards.
This is it. This is it.
And that's when I need to make a change. Sometimes I make drastic changes. Do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'll just get up and I'll be like, I quit. How am I noticing? Like I really do that. Like so because it makes me feel it makes me feel uncomfortable, and then I need to step into action. Like, you know, there is a balance there, right? Where you can continuously just sort of like check in with yourself and make
Yeah.
sure which is where I'm trying to build myself to, where it's like I'm
Yeah.
continuously checking in with my goals and understanding where I am and versus
Yeah.
where I want to be. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you just need that. You need to just make a move.
It's this just the sudden reaction
Mhm.
just to like pull somebody out and just go, this is the new reality now. Face
Mm.
it. Try and deal with it. All right. Because I'll say it's like, unfortunately, like bad things do happen.
Yeah,
Okay. And like how you deal with those is like how your fortitude and how strong you are as a person. All right. So if you live in this kind of like comforted mindset where, oh, okay, cool, I'm used to doing this, so I'm just gonna stick with it here. It's all comfortable here, all of this. You're not really built for challenges. And the second challenges do come, you'll be broken by them,
crumble,
crumbled.
crumble.
You
Yeah,
know, you get a new line manager and you're just like, okay, cool, I don't know what I'm doing here, I don't know what's happening, and then you start panicking. All right.
yeah.
And then these are the kind of things that just like, once you really and truly think about them, analyze them, these aren't actually problems when you actually consider it, because majority of the problems that you do have, say for example in the workplace or like are pale in comparison to family issues, because those are always going to take the front seat
Mm-hmm.
when you have an issue, so to speak. So it's like understanding this and going, actually, let me try that, let me do this, let me
Mm.
let me try and level up myself in like the working environment. If it doesn't fail, if it fails, so what?
Yeah, what is the worst thing that can happen is you go get another job. Do you know what I'm saying? Or
Get
you
another job.
switch up your career. Like, I what do you think it is that makes people feel like there's not enough to go around?
So
Like, I feel like people set their expectations really low.
that's a
Do
good
you know what I
that's a
mean?
good
And I
question.
don't know why that is. I feel like, yeah, what do you think it is that that
For
creates this
me,
idea of like there's not enough for everyone to
for
eat?
me, I think I think it's got to be in school.
Well,
I
the thing is, I'm not even just talking from a financial aspect. Like I hear all the time, you know, there's no good men. Oh, there's no good girls. Like you hear it all the time. So like, oh,
true,
like so
true, true, do.
that's clearly not true. Like there's
Yeah,
billions of us on this planet. So
100%, 100%. No, I don't know. Like for me, okay, like this is probably like a really childish way of looking at it, but like the sun is constantly providing energy. All right. This probably this to all the scientific people who are
okay.
gonna like, bash me and just gonna say, oh, it's a star, blah blah blah. Okay, cool. Look, from my mindset, the sun is constantly providing energy. All right. The chlorophyll, the plants, and all of them thing there, they continue to grow. All right. None of the plants are saying there's not enough sunlight, cuz
Mm, mm,
only unless someone's directly blocking them,
mm-hmm.
but then there's still plants that still survive in the environment. So it's only unless if somebody's coming to you and actively saying, no, you cannot go and do that,
Yeah.
or what do you call it? Or no, I'm not introducing you to all of these good guys or good women
Yeah.
because I don't want you to shine. Unless somebody is actively doing that or actively like limiting you there,
Mm,
the only limitations you're placing them on yourself.
mm, mm. Shout out to corrupt. Yeah, yeah,
You see what I'm saying?
yeah. You know,
See?
I think you're right in terms of like maybe not just from school, but from this idea from a young age. Like you're taught these things by people that have been scorned.
That's it.
Go to
That's it.
uni,
That's
get a good job,
yeah.
work your way up the ladder, or
Hmm.
you know, find a good girl, good guy, get married,
Yeah, yeah.
and just stick it out. Like people are
This
in
is it.
horrible relationships, people
Yo,
are jobs that they don't like, and it's this idea of that, oh, I can't get any better.
for
And
real.
I think if you just first of all, you need to watch who you're listening to.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
saying you
No,
need to watch who
that's
you're
a very
listening
good point.
to. Like if
Hmm.
people are constantly negative
Yeah.
and constantly got something bad to say about a move you're making or a
Mhm.
decision you're making, not questioning you to the point where it's making you think about critically,
Yeah.
but just constantly bang, oh no, that's not a good idea.
Yeah.
Oh no, no, I wouldn't do that. Then there's a
Agreed.
problem there. You need new mates.
You
You
need
need
new friends. You need new friends. And like again, funnily, so like there's this quote that I like, all right? And it goes, you're the summation of five of your closest friends. Okay. So like if you have like close friends who are gonna come with like positive vibes, all right, gonna say, hey, like actually in actuality, oh, what you're doing there is really cool. It's I like what you're doing there. It's really good. Yeah, that's really positive. Try and keep it up. Those are people you want around. Okay. If you have people that say, for example, they're like, oh, but why are you trying to go and invest that into this and try and do that? Like probably from, like as you've said, probably from their side, they've probably been scarred. They've probably done it in an incorrect manner, probably trusted the wrong people,
mm-hmm.
and they're taking on that trauma and dropping it onto you. All right, you are your own. Like by all means, like if there is something valid that they're mentioning, listen to it, but you
Yeah.
don't have to take it as ingrained culture. It doesn't have to be part of your DNA moving forward. You can take it, listen to it objectively, but understand that people who come in with that kind of, dare I say, negative outlook need to kind of be limited a little. You need to make sure that you have people who surround you who want you to do better. And it's not a case of, oh, this person got a new job. Oh, like
Oh, they're
fuck
probably
them.
doing this. Oh, they're probably
They're
doing that.
probably, yeah. It's be happy for everybody's success because there's enough cake to go around.
Mm,
There is enough cake. It's like imagine a birthday party, bro. You know everyone's getting a slice.
mm.
Unless if you go to one of them cheap birthday parties where they don't give people cake,
I
you're at
wouldn't
the
even
wrong
turn
place
up, bro.
again.
I don't even turn up to them places. Don't even turn up. No, but it's one of those things that's so true. It's like um one thing you can do, because I know a lot of people, you can't help who you're around. Like you're in a situation where you can't make, you might not be able to meet new friends, even though the internet has kind of changed that
Yeah,
situation. But
true,
one thing I
true.
will say is like you
Mm-hmm.
can look to places like the internet, books, to find people that have a similar mindset to you. Like it's hard. It's like obviously if you want to be a billionaire, if you want to be a millionaire, the
Yeah.
easiest way to do that is to surround yourself with
Oh yeah,
billionaires, millionaires. That's a very hard thing to do,
agreed.
right?
Yeah, yeah, true.
Well, what
Mm-hmm.
isn't hard is to
Yeah,
go and read a book by a billionaire. I'm not saying you need to, follow their play by play,
true. Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, you can look at some of the mistakes they made, some of their thought patterns. A lot of what I get from my book, from the books I read, is more about the mindset and the
Yeah,
positioning. And that's one thing I'm learning a lot is just like, you know what, like there are so many good ideas out there and there's so many kind of outlooks to life, but the mindset remains the same, which
that's
is
it.
set those goals stupid high.
That's
Yeah.
it.
And if that way, if you don't reach them, you
Yeah,
still go beyond what you thought was
that's it.
originally capable. Do you know what I mean? So
Agreed. Mm-hmm.
it's the idea of that mindset and not trying to shelf yourself and be like, you know what, I'm just gonna get this little thing here, and you
That's it.
know, and multiple, when it comes to the finance thing, multiple streams of income
Multiple
is
streams of
important,
income.
right? And just building
Multiple
up
streams
and then
of income.
and finding something that actually, that when you're doing it, it doesn't feel like work.
This is
Something
it.
that's actually
So
nourishing to your soul. Same thing with people. Like you shouldn't be having conversations with people that when you leave, you're exhausted.
yeah,
it should be renewed. Do you know what I'm
You should
saying? You
be
should be full of energy,
charged up.
full of,
Yeah.
do you know what I'm saying? Full of that
Mhm.
that energy of like, yo, look, I'm gonna go out and get it. Do you know what I'm saying?
This is it. This is
Not
it.
just exhausted, like, yo, bro. Every
Yeah,
time I
I
talk
don't
to
know
this
what to
person, I
do.
feel down, bro. I just want to sleep.
Just like that, and that is real, because people still surround themselves with people like that, right? I feel like majority of social interactions should be like, oh, okay, cool. I'm doing A, B, and C. Yeah, me too. I'm doing that. And it shouldn't be like a competition. It should be like we're both here, we're both trying to grow as human beings, and we're both respecting each other's growth.
Yep.
Say, for example, you've obviously you're doing loose May, right? I'm here for it. I'm respecting the move. All right. That doesn't mean that because you've created your thing, that I'm gonna go and suffer and struggle because that's one less opportunity for me.
No.
You see what I'm saying? It's actually a sign for me that I can actually go, oh wow, like if I put my mind to it, I can go and do it. All right. Which then is also a nice little continuation into like back into like the job perspective, right? Because then once you've got all of these multiple streams of income, say for example, you do go, oh, do you know what? I don't really like it here. You can go and say, okay, I'm probably gonna go work for somebody else. All right.
Mm-hmm.
Then you've got so many like balances or like stabilizers in place to support yourself
Mm-hmm.
that making that jump
Yeah.
isn't like, oh, this, you know, when like you're playing Mario, it's like, oh, this jump might be a little bit
Yeah.
techie still.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you're like, you get a little bit of a run up. You don't even need a run up. Just
Yeah.
stretch the leg.
And it
Mm-hmm.
kind of falls the same when it comes to like your relationships, and that can be
Yeah.
romantically with friendships. Like if something isn't working out and you want to take a step back, that shouldn't be a problem. That doesn't make you quit, especially when it comes to people, because that energy is powerful. You know what I'm saying? The people that you keep around you is very powerful. That
Yeah.
energy that you guys
Mm-hmm.
exchange. Now, if you're someone who is a serial dater because you can't find that one person that you like, it
Mm-hmm.
doesn't have to be, I'm in love every time I date someone. But what you're doing is at least
Mm-hmm.
you're Xing out the things that you know you won't tolerate,
This is it.
the things you know
This is
you
it.
don't like. And that's
This is
that's across the board, whether that be friends, romantic
it. Mm-hmm.
relationships, jobs. Like you should
Yeah.
go through life. Like you don't just wake up and just know your purpose. Like
Yeah.
I know I
True.
didn't. But what
Yeah.
I did do is I just tried a number of different things. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Dated different people, worked different jobs, tried my hand at different crafts. And now I feel like I'm building a
Exactly.
life
Mm-hmm.
which is, first of all, I don't allow these certain types of people in my life.
Yep.
Do you know what
Yep.
I'm saying? You need to
Yeah.
reach a criteria in order
Mm-hmm.
to get on
Mm-hmm.
board.
Yeah.
And also like I know what I will not tolerate. And I've
This
managed
is
to
it.
acquire different skills as I've gone along that help me interpersonally, with my career, with the business. Like, so it's just about acquiring those skills and Xing out the things that you know you will not tolerate. I feel like that's what a lot of people don't they're too busy trying to figure out what they want when they don't even know what they don't want.
This is it. This is it. I think that's extremely valid, because I always, this is one of like again one of my childish analogies. Like I'm like,
Yeah, I love these, bro. This is the whole
until
reason
you
we started this podcast so that we could hear these.
until you go kayaking, you don't know you like kayaking, bro. You will not know until you like it.
It's true. But then guess what you are told? Oh, black people don't kayak.
Why black people don't kayak? Yo, like,
What kind of
nah,
this
you
is
know,
stupid.
or like someone, oh, I want to try I want to try like traveling a little bit. Oh, bro, you want to try travel? What we trying to do? We trying, yo,
Like,
yo, let the person try it. If they like it, then I go, wow, do you know what I liked? It was a really informative experience because this, and that happened. All right. And off the back of it, like I just had a really good time meeting so many different new people,
yeah.
new perspectives. I feel
What
better.
one of my favorite things for someone to say to me is, "Oh, you can't do that."
True.
I'm like, "What?
Like,
Oh, okay. We'll see." That
this
oh
is
that oh that's not you. Okay.
bro.
Guess
I,
guess we're not hanging out no more.
yeah, no, you can't do that.
Yeah,
Yo,
like
for real.
if I'm still growing, I'm still identifying the things that
Yeah,
I like, right? And
this,
still identifying the things that I will not tolerate. Who are you to
mhm.
tell me what's me? Bro,
What is this? Is
I
it?
thought I hated sushi.
Oh,
I
for
thought
real?
I hated sushi. I was like, what, raw fish?
Sushi
Nah,
slaps.
until I went to Rocker, bruv.
Oh, okay. But that's bougie though.
But even still, we were I was fortunate enough because you know the
Yeah.
industry that we work in is
Oh
like,
yeah, true.
you know,
True.
a lot of business happens
Mm.
over lunch and dinner.
Yeah.
And so my
Mhm.
first experience trying sushi was at that restaurant Rocker, which I
Did you
later
love
on found out that that shit was
it?
like hella bougie,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
I was like, bro, this sushi stuff ain't half bad.
Nah,
You know what I'm saying?
it's like
So it's not
slap.
about, you
Mhm.
know, just listening to people and being like, oh, that's not you. Oh, we don't do that. You
Yeah.
need to go out and experience things.
Experience it.
You need to go
Agree.
out and experience things and not try
Mhm.
to hold on to that little piece of turf or that little piece of identity that you have. Because as soon as that foundation is rocked, your whole shit
Your whole sense of self
is rocked. So it's like
is
you need to
gone.
be stacking up your identity, stacking
Definitely.
up your skill sets, stacking up your money, stacking up your streams, so that
Mhm.
if one something that you thought
Yeah.
in yourself, oh yo, this is really who I am, that gets shifted, your whole foundation isn't shifted.
Is
You know what I'm
is
saying? You get
is
made
shifted.
redundant, your girl breaks up with you,
It's,
um, you put on a little bit of weight, whatever it is,
mhm.
you need to have more than just that one piece of identity to hold on to.
This is the thing, right? So like, okay, cool. So I'll put my hands up and I say, okay, cool. Obviously, like I ain't been in a relationship in a minute, all right. But then I feel like this is like throwing it to the relationship side of things. So many people, when they get into them, they drop their entire identity
Mm.
to then becomes, I don't know, like Peter and Peterina or some shit. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Like that's like that is them. That they are now this couple here that is
yeah.
now bosh. Okay. So then when say for example someone's getting abused in this kind of relationship and or like something's going horribly sour,
Mm.
they don't know how to break it off because they go, but I still love him. What I'm just gonna make a massive assumption here is that they love the image of like of what
Yeah,
it looks like, but they don't actually love the abuse that they're receiving.
yeah. What,
Okay. You
what
see what I'm
what it
saying?
what it is partially is you know, they love that image and the
Mhm.
approval of others because that gives them that sort of sense of
Yeah.
all right, I'm doing the right thing. But also
Mhm.
it's right because they've dropped their identity. Your
That's it.
identity is now wrapped up so tightly into this person
That's
when
it.
you should be both
Exactly.
trying to grow each other
It's
as
again
individuals. Do you know what I'm
as
saying? And come and
individuals.
connect and help each other where, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you're slacking on that. Boom, I got you. Do you know what I'm saying? Oh, you're good at that. I'll let you handle that. I'll go do this.
Exactly.
Like,
Do you see
it's
what
not
I'm
just
saying?
about wrapping yourself up into this
It's
identity. Like, even when you're married, I
immersed.
mean, personally, do you know what I'm saying? I'm not married, but
Yeah.
even when I do, it's gonna be two individuals coming together. Like, we're a team. Do you know what I'm
This is
saying?
it.
It's not just
Agreed.
one symbiotic relationship.
Agreed. 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 And I think the if people or if the people who have a scarcity mindset drop it and kind of approach things with the idea of like there's an abundance of things to go around, or like there's an abundance of like money, there's an abundance of opportunities, there's an abundance of like multiple different
Mm,
experiences and stuff to explore. I think they'll begin to start seeing life in a really really
yeah,
different way. Because
100%.
let me just throw this curveball. Okay, cool, I play rugby. Okay, so majority of the people that I interact with all have a rugby centric kind of lifestyle. How easy it is for me to switch that up is just to go onto Google and go, oh, okay, cool. Cricket near me. I'm actually terrible at cricket. All right, cricket areas near me. I can just join a club and I'll introduce myself to a vast array of different
People
people.
don't want to do that because it's hard.
Exactly.
It is hard. It is hard to put yourself out there. It's hard to expand your mindset,
Yeah.
but it's the only way to survive, bro. You're right.
Yeah.
It's the only way. I mean, like in terms of because that's one thing that we like to do. Obviously, we give our opinions on
Mm-hmm.
on a matter on a topic,
Yeah.
and then we kind of like to finish off with like some practical applications or some tips that
Yeah.
people can actually use. So like if there are a few things that you would say, has helped you
Yeah.
expand your mindset or understand that there is more than enough for you to have your own and give to others,
Yeah.
what would those things be?
What a couple of what interactions that I've had.
Whatever it is, whatever it is.
So
or
okay,
just ways that, you know, other things that have shaped for
so,
you, or things that, you know, people
yeah,
should think about doing in order to help them, you know,
cool.
kind of expand that.
I'll be I think my experience, which kind of like gave, or at least kind of started molding me to this, was my head of sixth form. I love this still sticks with me to this day. She
Okay.
told me, I won't get a C at A levels or anything close to a C at A levels, and I won't even get into university, right? So even here, this money that I'm getting right now is just burning her right now, and I just know she's burning right now, right? Because like I don't know, maybe
Ah!
I'm half the
Yeah.
salary, so it's just a little bit peak, all right? But then that kind of that was like, okay, cool. So like I'm here and I'm already fighting an uphill battle, right? So the first job that I had, it took me about like probably 2 months to get. I'll be honest, I'll put my hand up. Second one took me about a month. The one after that, it took me 21 days. And then the one after that, it took me 14 days.
Mm.
Okay. So for me, understanding how well I'm growing as a person made me realize that if I keep on adding skills and stuff like and kind of things that just make me better, there are multiple ways in which I can continue like to grow, and like jobs and stuff
Mhm.
like that will keep on coming. And then like let me just throw this out there because we're all adults. Understanding that, again, you know, when people get caught up on like one girl, two girls, or like whatever it is, right? Understand that every single night you go out, there are multiple different people to introduce yourself to. All right. You can go camping this weekend. You can introduce yourself to a whole load of people that want to go camping. You can fly to Spain. You can meet so many different Spanish women. You can fly to Italy. You can meet so many different Italian women. All right. Understand that, again, there are more than enough people for all of us. All
Mm.
right. Like, understand that before you start going, oh, nah. And like for me, like to me, I'll just, oh, okay, cool. Like, that's all right. Like, you don't chat to me, it's all right. Okay, cool. Take care.
Yeah, yeah.
Goodbye.
Have a blessed
Right?
day. Do you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? Take care. Like, it was a good conversation we had, or
Yep.
whatever it is. You just keep it moving. You just keep on going, because you know that you're just gonna have somebody who's gonna come and be extremely more vested in you. And with that kind of mindset, you go, okay, cool. I lost out here, but I just know I'm gonna win big later on. So it's
Yeah.
cool. All right. And then again, with family and friends and stuff like that, I realized that surrounding yourself with good people just kind of levels you up 10 times better.
100.
Like, you're surrounding yourself with people like, oh man, I can't do it. You're like,
Trainers.
exactly. It's
Trainers.
just, it's just not what you want to hear.
Mm.
And like, I'm already somebody who just like, I just give out like positive information all
Mm.
the time.
Mm.
I'm just out here spreading like I was rich or something. All right. And like for me to kind of be anywhere like near around people like that, it's just a little bit techie.
Yeah.
So
Fox
like
and the
that's
honey,
for
man.
me how I've kind of like gone from like a little bit of scarcity to like thinking that there is more than enough for everybody out there. It's just up for you to see it and go
Mm-hmm.
and try it. How about yourself, bro?
Yeah, I mirror a lot of those thoughts, bro. But
Mhm,
for me, one thing that has helped me massively is just travel, try to see some of the world. I know it's not easy, um,
mhm.
but if you can make it anywhere, bro, if you can make it to Brighton, you live in London,
Yeah,
if you can make it to Newcastle, do you know what I'm saying? Like, just try to see things that don't pertain to you, right? Try
yeah,
to see
definitely,
peoples and cultures,
definitely, definitely.
understanding that people have a little tend to be the happiest, and people that have a lot, you know, what we
Okay.
consider here as a lot tend to
Hmm.
be some of the most miserable people. Do you know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? And like they say, more money, more problems, all those things, right?
Hmm.
More girls, more stress, more. It's all good having all these girls, but then when you got, you know, 8 baby mums,
Moms
gets a bit techie, doesn't it?
coming
So
out here like Nick
understanding
Cannon.
that, like trying to figure out what your success means to you,
Mhm.
and also setting goals higher.
Yeah,
Look at your goals right now, set them higher. Um,
definitely, definitely.
whether you hit them or not, set
Hmm.
them higher. Like if you usually that first goal that you set is something that you kind of thought to yourself, you know what, like this is conservative enough for me to
Yeah,
do. Set that shit higher.
yeah.
Um, And
Agreed.
lastly, man, read, bro. Read. And not just
Oh,
self-help
oh.
books, read biographies. Like one of the things that changed my way
Hmm.
of thinking was the autobiography of Malcolm X. And
Oh
it
yeah.
wasn't so much, because he didn't really die like a wealthy man or anything like that. But to see someone's spiritual journey from where they came from, do you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah, yeah,
Malcolm Little
yeah.
Red to becoming Malcolm
Right,
X.
that's it. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like those sorts of things make me understand that, oh, like I'm in control of so much more than what I might have thought last week, last year,
Agreed.
5 years ago. Do
Definitely,
you know what I'm saying? So
definitely,
just
definitely.
constantly checking in, try to
Hmm.
see the world, try to travel.
Yeah.
Because you can always work, especially now, man, you can always work when you're traveling and stuff.
Anything worth.
And try to figure out what your success means to you, what that looks like to you.
Yeah.
Make a plan for that and set those goals high.
Right.
Yeah, man, and learn from others, learn from others' mistakes, learn from others' triumphs. Don't be a fucking hater, like we were discussing last week. Don't be a hater. Yeah, man, continue to grow. Just continue to grow personally. I think
Definitely,
that just
definitely.
there's no way for your mindset not to change if you're
Hmm.
always taking in new
Yeah.
information, always experiencing new things. Like I'd be hard pressed to find someone who doesn't have, a very positive, open-minded growth mindset, who travels, who reads,
Yeah. Who reads? Yeah.
engages with new people
Definitely,
that they don't
definitely,
necessarily know. Do you know what I mean?
definitely, definitely.
Who's open to being the dumbest person in the room. Do you know what I mean? So.
What, bro? I think I agree with that. I think just to jump back onto that, I think for me, the amount of books that I've probably read in the last year probably just like quadrupled or something like that.
Mhm.
And probably that's probably the reason why I feel so much better and just attuned with like what I want to try and do. Because say for example, like this like a curveball. Like if you just in general, just like habits. Let me start that again. It's habits, okay? So say for example, you wake up at 6 o'clock, you go to the gym, you make all your meals for the day, all right? Okay. Say for example, you've done that, it's 8 o'clock, all your meals are in the fridge. You know what you're eating for lunch, you know what you're eating for breakfast, you know what you're eating for dinner. Okay, cool. You've got your healthy eating sorted, you've gone to the gym, you've done all your physical activity. Now you
You've already accomplished more than half the people on the planet.
thank you.
I feel you.
Thank you. All right. And now you don't have to worry about what kind of decisions you're making in regards to that.
Yeah.
Because now you can just kind of like focus on, okay, cool. This is the time I've now got. Because you went to bed early, you're thinking, I need to go to bed
Yeah.
around probably like 10 o'clock ish to make sure I can get my 8 hours again. So now you've gone, it's 10 o'clock.
Bruv,
Now I've got,
so
these are the
true.
hours I've got in between.
Yeah.
With that kind of plan and that kind of routine.
Yeah. You know that Steve Jobs thing. Like, if it was up to me,
Yeah.
I would have pure black tees, black jeans, and just different kicks, and I would just wear that every day. Like, I honestly feel like we waste so much time just thinking about, oh yeah, can I wear this, or how's that gonna look, or what people are gonna think about that. Like, I still care, but I'm caring less and less every day.
Thank you. I'm beginning to care
Yeah.
even less because again, this is going away from the topic, but I just wanted to say it's like once you realize how much people like how many problems people have,
Yeah.
and then you think, oh, there's something on my hair, or like, oh, does this outfit go with these jeans? These people don't really care. They're thinking about how am I making rent next month?
They got their own problems.
They got their
Yeah.
own problems. They do not care.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Oh,
Yeah,
bro.
man. The moral of the story is keep growing, keep learning, travel, see the world.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, man, and watch who you keep around you.
Definitely.
Watch who you keep around you.
Definitely. Positive energy only.
100%. Do you want to take us out, bro?
People, thank you for listening. It's been your boy, Huge.
Your boy Rich Shadare.
I want to say thank you very much. Everyone take care. Peace.
We out.